Hello dear students, very good morning to you all. In today's class, I teach you one more important topic named functions from Python. I teach you the very basics of functions. That means in today's class, I teach you first what are functions or what is a function. Next, we discuss about the types of functions, as well as I explain you the difference between built-in functions and user-defined functions. I give you some examples for built-in functions, as well as in today's class I teach you how to create our own functions also. This is what the main objective of today's class. First, I explain you what is function. First, I give you some examples for the functions so that you can define what is function. In C language also we found many functions like scanf, printf, getch, gettS, sqrt, pow, clrscr. All these are called built-in functions in C language. Similarly, in Python also we use input functions to read the raw data as an input from keyboard. This is the built-in function. Wherever we use, we are able to read the input from keyboard. Already in Python programs we used print to print the appropriate message, as well as to display the contents of variables also. Already we know the use of type function available in Python. Type function will give us the type of data. Look at these examples. Here the number 42 is there. 42 is which type of data is it? This is integer type. To know the type of this data, I used the built-in function named type. That means I am getting the result as it is integer type. See, in one more example, here int is acting like a function. I have given one floating point number to it. This function has converted this value into a integer. This value is converted into a whole number. This value is converted into a float. This number is converted into a string. This value is converted into a string. It is finding the sine 45. Sine is the function available in math package, available in Python. If you want to make the use of sine, cos, tan from this package, you have to add the package, import the package math. Whenever you import the package math, you are able to access the functions from that math package. All these are examples for built-in functions. Built-in functions means these are not created by us, these are created by developers of C interpreter. That's why these are called as built-in functions. Next, user-defined functions means what? As we know already, these are the functions created by us. We are all programmers. The functions written by the programmers. The functions written by the Python programmers. Why? To do specific tasks can be called as user-defined functions. The functions which are already written by the developers of Python to do specific work or task can be called as built-in functions. That means functions are classified into how many types? 2 types. Built-in functions and user-defined functions. The functions which are already available for us, all those are examples for built-in functions. But this chapter will teach us how to create the functions like this. If you are working for a company after the completion of your graduation, you might be doing some work repeatedly. Why can't you write one function like this and keep it aside so that you can use it as and when needed? At the time, you need to have the knowledge of how to write our own functions. That means in today's class, I teach you how to write our own function. Look at this function. Wish is a function. This is not available in Python. This is created by me only. Whenever I call this function, this is written by me. Whenever I call the wish function, it says good morning, good afternoon, good evening. But this is a function written by me only, where I have written. Before calling it, I have written here. How to write our own functions? What is the rule or the syntax we follow? We use the keyword def definition. space. Then give one valid name for the function which you are going to write. Afterwards, two parentheses is must. Then colon is must. Press enter. Automatically Python will take your left indentation. This is not a dot dot dot. Just to show you the tab indentation, I typed here dot dot dot. Don't type any dot 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 while typing the Python program. Understood? Very good. Just press tab, print good morning, tab, print good afternoon, tab, print good evening. Function definition started, function definition completed. That means we created a function now. How to call it? Just wish. Press enter. Or you can type this one in the editor and run the program. I get the output like good morning, good afternoon and good evening. See another example. DEF. I am trying to create one function to find the square of an integer value. DEF space name given by me is square. In order to find the square of a given value, we need to pass one value. That's for one parameter. It takes one input as n. Whatever the value we give to this function, that will be taken inside the n. Then this function will multiply twice and it will print on monitor. This is what the function written by me. But one mistake I did here. Can you identify the mistake did by me here? Here I have not given colon. That is the mistake did by me. But here I have given colon. That's why you need to give the colon here. Afterwards print n into n. This is the function created by me. Next you can call it. Just I read a number. I convert into integer by using built-in function. Input will be stored in a. Afterwards square is will be displayed on terminal. Built-in function. But this is user-defined function. I am passing this a to the square. This a will be transmitted to n. If the given input is 5, now a is having 5. 5 I pass here. 5 will be transmitted to n. 5 into 5, 25. Square is 25. Means by looking at these two examples, I think you understood what is function. Function is also a program. There is a small program or a sub-program that also contains a set of instructions to do specific tasks. You can call it as and when needed. This is also a function, a small program or a sub-program. It includes only one instruction. This function I called here. This is what we call user-defined functions. Now you have the capability to define what is function. Function is also a program or a sub-program or a small program that also includes set of statements or instructions to a computer system to do specific tasks. Examples are input, print, type, math.sign, math.cos, math.tan. Like this you can give many examples whichever you know. If you give more examples, evaluator will be happier, or to the person who are giving this answer, if you tell more about the question, that person will be happier, because of which you get appreciation as well as appreciation in terms of marks. That marks only helps you to get the jobs. You get the jobs not because of marks, you get the jobs because of your knowledge. That's why gain knowledge, and after that examination will be nothing for you. I think you understood. All these are examples for built-in functions. Then types of functions, just only I taught you. Functions can be classified into two types, built-in functions and user-defined functions. Built-in functions are these. These are developed by developers of Python interpreter and given to us. Just we use it as and when needed. Many functions are available in n number of packages in Python. Just import the package and use the functions. User-defined functions, the functions written by us. We are all programmers. The functions written by the programmers to do specific tasks are called user-defined functions. If we are doing any task repeatedly, instead of writing that small code repeatedly, why can't you write once and use it many times? So we write once and we use many times. That is what we call function or user-defined function. I think you have understood. In my notes I have written like this. Whatever the notes I have given to you is nothing. Actually very simple notes I have given. But write more in exam. This is just for reference. A function is also a group of related statements that perform specific tasks. Types of functions, built-in and user-defined. What are built-in functions? What are user-defined functions? And these are user-defined functions. These are built-in functions. I think you have understood. Then advantages of functions. What is the need for writing functions? Modular programming approach. Modular programming approach means if the given problem is large and complex, don't write only one program for that. Divide the task. For every task, write separate function. Call that function as and when needed. If you divide the program and split, and if you write many functions, it will be very clear for you that separate functions will help you to test separately. Separate function can be maintained separately. Errors can be removed from that function separately. Everything will be easier. Don't write a single program if you're solving large and complex problem. Better divide and write many functions and call inside the main. This is what we call modular programming approach. Just only I told you that create once and use the functions many times. Programmers can create their own library. You can share with other programmers. Create many functions, store with your name, give that one as a package to others, and they use your package. They request for you. Just give them, share your knowledge. Okay. Understanding, coding, testing separate functions will be easier. Debugging will be easier. The process of removing the errors will be very easier. These are all advantages of user defined functions. Now I give you one very interesting example for you. Function. Hello dear students, see this whole question paper. Here question number 2b. Difference between argument and parameters. That one I explain you in the next class. See the continuation of the program. Illustrate the flow of execution of a Python function with an example. Which one? Program to convert given Celsius to Fahrenheit temperature. That means you have to write one function that takes the temperature reading in Celsius and that converts into Fahrenheit. They asked for 8 marks for this one, 4 marks for this example, 4 marks. Now I explain you how to get these 4 marks. Okay, please listen. See this example. In this program, I have written this one as a function. def has been used. Function name is fc, and it takes an input. Colon is must. This is a function to convert the temperature reading from Fahrenheit to Celsius. Already we know the formula. Now what is the formula to convert Fahrenheit to Celsius? 5 by 9 into f minus 32. Whatever the value we pass here, that will be substituted by machine here, and it calculates the C and it gives the C back. This is what the function. This function I am calling here. Just I read the temperature in Fahrenheit, that will be stored in FA. That only I pass to this function. This function takes that value, it will do this operation and it gives the result back. That will be stored in answer. That one I print. This is not asked. This is for Fahrenheit to Celsius. Now I explain you one more program that converts from Celsius to Fahrenheit. This is what they asked in exam. Function to convert temperature reading from Celsius to Fahrenheit. Then what is the formula? Just f equals to 9 by 5 into c plus 32. Read the c and substitute here. That c will be converted into f. That one we return. But you to read the Celsius, enter temperature reading in Celsius. That will be converted into float. That will be stored in SE, CE, and that C value we pass to a function. That will be transmitted to C and we get the result back. It will be printed on terminal. Like this you get questions in VTU main examination as well as in internals. I hope I made you very clear regarding how to write the functions and how to call. In this example, CF is user defined function, input, float, print or built-in functions. Thank you. Take care. Have a nice day.